What up, guys? I was just thinking I'm gonna make a video about how to make an ocean shader in Unity. So I'm going to use Shader Graph, which is a really cool tool you can use to make ocean shaders. Then I'm going to use two methods. One where you can implement a buoyancy function, and then I'm gonna have one where you make it's just an ocean. There is no buoyancy, no nothing. It's just visual. So you can start by making a shader graph. This works for URP or HRP. The way this works, you take multiple images like these. I'm gonna leave this flipbook texture here in the description so you can download it. I'm gonna make two properties and then height map. I'm gonna set these to be a thing. Note how when you import these you have to change the import settings to be like this. Disable bitmaps, do all this stuff. The reason why you have to increase this is because it's a very high res texture, and this has to be a normal map, and then you have to disable bitmaps again. I'm going to start with the normal texture, just import it here and put it into sample texture 2D like this, and then change to normal. Yeah, now it looks pretty decent. Alright, so first you have to get a position node and just use world. You can just take that and then you split it, and then you take a vector tool and then input these two, and then you get the flat world coordinates. So this is going to scale across the world. So the way this works is this is a flipbook texture. So what we're trying to do is make it like here's a frame and there's another frame and another frame, and then this goes all the way down here. And it's an 8x8 flipbook texture with 512 in each frame. So we start by making a time value. So here I'm going to take this and multiply it. So here is your frame rate. You create a float. So the frame rate, I'm just going to set that to be 24 because that's what I render this flipbook animation in. And then you take this time value and floor it to round it to the nearest constant. And you divide that by the number of frames in the flipbook. So that's 8. And I'm just going to create a property for frames in flipbook. Set that to be 8 as standard. I'm just gonna use this property here like that, so it gets a bit more modular. You can use this same concept to animate pretty much everything with the flipbook. Now that this is divided, I'm gonna fraction it to just get the integer, and then I'm gonna put a combine A. It's going to go into the R channel. Nothing's really going to happen because I haven't added the texture coordinate. Whoop-de-doo. And I also have to divide this here by the same by this, because or else you're going to get it's going to show every single frame of the flipbook at the same time. There you can see it's scrolling. Now it's scrolling across the first frames. I can actually just use a UV here. That's probably going to be better for preview. Like that. Yeah, you can see that it animates the first row, which is good. It works. Very good, very good. Now I'm going to take this and multiply it by -1. For some reason you don't have to do this in Unreal Engine. I have tried it there too, but I don't know why. It's probably just something with shader graph. Then it is going to be divided again by this, the frames in the flipbook, and essentially what this does here is the same that it does here. Then I'm going to floor this to do the exact same thing it does here, and then I'm going to divide this again by this property right here, so like that. And then I'm going to put this into the green channel. So now you can see it animates really good. We can put this into base color and then save it. Create a material from this. I'm just gonna create a regular plane, and here you can see it animates. It looks really cool, but as you're probably wondering, Sigmatron Gaming, this does not look like an ocean yet. And you would be right, you would be very right. This just looks like animating normals. So to get any height displacement, we have to do some more stuff. And also a thing that I just want to show, it doesn't look that good. If I take the frame rate and take it very low, because maybe I want to think it was going a bit too fast, so now it's much lower. Now you can see the frames animating. This is actually a very easy fix. What you basically do is take this entire setup, except like you just take these here. Super easy fix. So what we can do is make something called linear interpolation. Here you create a lerp node, and then you lerp between these two. But then you're gonna go, whoa, wait up there. What the fuck are we lerping? And then I'm gonna tell you what we're lerping. We're lerping based off of the frame in between the next frames. What we're trying to do here is make a smooth transition from one frame to the next frame by making an alpha blend of the frames. If you use shader graph or Blender, it will make a bit more sense. But if you don't understand what I'm talking about and think this is stupid, just to do the things that I show and it's going to work. So we take the time, then we add a single frame, and then I'm actually just going to delete these two down here. I don't need to have them. And actually here I have to -1 on this axis. So now it should work. And then to lerp between these two, I'm gonna take a fraction of this. So fraction like this, and then I'm going to plug that into the alpha. Now, if I have done this correctly, which I am not 100% sure I just did, now there's going to be a smooth interpolation between the frames. Yeah, you can see. It's really smooth. Now, I might have screwed up the stuff, so it may jitter a bit. Yeah, I did something wrong. Whoops. Whoop-de-doo. That was not good. Yeah, this is going in here, and then this is going here, and this is going here. Now, okay, now it should work. So you can see it's really smooth, and I can have one less frame rate, and it's still going to be very smooth. But do not. This is in fact really expensive to do and render. So I don't. If you're making this for mobile, I wouldn't have this in the game because it's not that performant. But it looks really good now, so I can put this back to 20, which is one of the best frame rates, and now it looks really good. I'm just gonna put this back in here so it scales with the world. Already. This was my brain in action. You just have to take a fraction from the RNG channel. I did not realize how did I make that mistake. It's so well. Yeah, now it should be fixed, or not. Well, this is a good time to explain why you don't want to use the standard flipbook with the Unity shader graph, because this is what the result you get is. Alright, so I just realized what got done wrong. You have to create a scale. So you create the scale property, that's a float, then you multiply this by the scale, fraction this to get a fraction of this number. Because if you multiply this by, let's say 4, and then divide it by 4 or 8, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to make everything look whack. So now that you have multiply fraction up here, after you get the world vector in, and now it should work 100% fine. Yeah, you can see this. So as you can see now, it looks really cool. Looks like an ocean actually. It's insane. And with this scale value you can increase the scale to make it big, decrease the scale to make it small. And you can see that there is some tiling, but this can be fixed by just turning, I think, this off, and then turn filtering to point no filter, like this. So here all the tiling goes away. But I'm just gonna keep this on, because if I just turn down the scale, or if you're like at a minimum distance, you're not going to see anything. Like here, you can see the tiling. Even here, you can see the tiling. It's literally impossible to see. So yeah, but now you're probably thinking, man, but it's just flat. There's nothing happening, and it doesn't look that good. So to fix this, I'm gonna plug this into the normals, like so. Then I'm gonna set the smoothness to something like 0.85. That's what I've found to look the best, like this. And then it looks like semi-ocean. I'm gonna create a color parameter too, to just have a color. I'm gonna call this base color, like this. Plug this into the base color. So now you have a base color, really cool. And you can have this black. It actually is, if you have been out in the ocean, this is the color that water is mostly. It looks somewhat like water right now, but we want to have some displacement, you know. We love our displacement, and this is actually not that hard. So you just copy these, like so, and then you take the height map parameter and plug it into here, and then you plug it also into here. But there is a big problem right here. This you can't use sample texture 2D parameter to displace vertices, so you have to get a sample texture 2D LOD. I was trying to figure out how to get this to work, and I had no idea why this wouldn't work until I did one Google search and found out you needed that node instead. And it's kind of stupid, but it's probably a reason for it. So like that. Now you take these, and then you create a wave height parameter. That's a float, and then you do this. Now I'm gonna just take this lerp node. So it's going to lerp between these two on the like same parameters. I can just plug in the green channel, because the green channel is the Y component, which is the only component we need. Yeah, because we're not displacing on the X and Z, just on the Y. So I'm gonna take a multiply node, plug in the wave height component. Then I'm gonna have an add to the B, because it looks more clean, and then position, and then object, because we have to convert the coordinates. Then I'm just gonna drag this up. I like to have my stuff a bit separated, like so, and then into the position, and I'm gonna set the wave height component to be 1. And now it's actually being displaced. Note this is not a very high resolution mesh, so it doesn't look that awesome. I'm just gonna be totally honest, I have no idea why it does this thing. Just gonna say that right now. But it animates, it looks really cool. And then I can change the wave height. I like to put it at 0.5 to just calm it down a bit, or like 0.3, like that. So now it looks really cool. You have water, it's infinite, it just scales forever. And because the normal map and the height map are the exact same, you don't have to, you know, calculate the tangents. But yeah, it looks really cool now. And you can duplicate this, and it's going to look the exact same everywhere. Here you have an ocean, really cool, infinite ocean. You can see it looks really flat. There's not much color to it. So we're going to fix that. It's really easy. You just create an upper color value. Whoa. Moving up in the world, you know. I'm just gonna move the colors to be at the top because it's a bit more, you know, cool. So then you take this value here and then you saturate it like so, and then you create a URP like so, and then the base color is the base, and then the upper color is the upper. I think that's how you do it. I'm not sure. Mistake. It's the other way around. Whoop-de-doo. Like this. So this is the way you do it. Base color here, upper color here, and then you set the upper color to be a lighter value, like so. And bam. Now there's some difference in the height. I'm just gonna put this to be like super light sort of thing, like so, and then I'm gonna take this and make this a bit more bright, like this. I think the smoothness can be like 1. I'm just gonna create a parameter. And then 1. And it looks really cool. Oh, it actually looks like water. But you can like see that it repeats itself with this texture. But I'm gonna make a video that shows how you can generate your own FFT flipbook, which is what it's called. Man, this looks so cool. I'm just gonna increase this to like 60 or 30. I'm just gonna see how it looks in different ways. But this is how you can make a water shader that looks semi-good, at least, that uses FFTs. And if you like want to know how you can make this like move around in the world, just to have it like infinite, you can take a water mesh like this. Oh, this was big. Just like so. And then go into the materials and put this on. So you can see some tiling though. But if I just move this around, it's going to like be infinite. Just move it around with the player. I think it looks pretty good the way it is right now. There is a lot of stuff you can do. You can make some buoyancy. Now this is, I'm just gonna be completely honest, this map I have right here is not that good. I don't like it this much. There's some seriously visible tiling here, but it works completely fine. Another thing you can do with this component area, I'm kind of dragging it. You can take this, plug it in, and then you make it normal strength component, like so. It's really like that. And I'm just gonna make it a slider, and max value is 1. Default value is 0. So now you just see the color variation. Yeah, you can see the tiling pretty well. I'm not that happy about that. Now you can control like the strength of the normal. I don't like it to be that strong. I like it to be like more like this. I think this looks fine. You can increase the detail and make the map bigger and higher res to like mitigate the tiling. A way you can do this, you can duplicate the entire setup and change the scale, so you like stack multiple waves on top of each other, and that's going to reduce the tiling, and then you can use different flipbooks. Now this is a way you can use to like get around writing your own fast Fourier transform shader. That is really complicated to do, and I don't like doing complicated stuff, so we keep it simple. You can also make like the normals get weaker the farther away you are and stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can do. I personally this, like, if you just want some water, this is going to work completely fine for you. So yeah, that's a tutorial on how to make water. I have another shader that I want to show where there is buoyancy. That is a lot more stylized, like this. You can see how this looks. And this is a lot lot more simpler, and but the buoyancy stuff is somewhat complicated. It looks pretty good. Then I'm gonna show how to make this ship controller as well, and then I'm also going to show how you can like mix this with the FFT to make it look realistic. And that's going to be cool. So yeah, that was the entire video. If you have any questions about how I made this, just put them down in the comments. Yeah, that's it. See you, Sigmas.